he knows Ohio and he's out there fighting for us every day. I'm excited to vote for him and keep him in our corner. And I accidentally copy and pasted. Guys, LMAO, my friend's dentist is Kelly Wakasa's dad. Rachel and I actually recorded a couple podcasts while I was visiting Berkeley. Unfortunately, none of those actually are going to be published because we had some technical difficulties. And on those podcasts, I was saying that every podcast from here on out will be sponsored by Nouru, Andrew and I's protein powder brand. Turns out it's really easy to sponsor your own podcast with your own supplement brand. So from here on out, Nouru is supporting the Rooftop Pod podcast.
Yay.
But yeah, so in terms of what we should talk about today, we could talk about a lot. Rachel and I, we recorded a whole...
What I missed. I was not
We recorded a whole podcast about hosting and being a courteous guest and what it was like for Rachel to host me and that experience. But it feels...
And low-key, Andrew, I wish that you were there for it too, because we brought you up several times too.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, can we do a TLDR? Because the audience doesn't know this either, and I also don't know this.
True.
Retell
Basically, we're just going to be shitting on Jesse.
Audience.
Just kidding.
Wait, let's sign in really
just kidding.
quickly. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Rooftop Pod. I'm your host, Jesse, and joining me today is my sister,
Rachel.
and my brother,
Andrew.
I will say when I was doing this with just Rachel, it was so awkward because I was like, joining me today is my sister. But then the cadence that I speak it in makes it seem like there's another person I'm going to introduce. And it was just really awkward because there was no one else to introduce.
A missing third person.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sad.
Wow. I thought I was completely irrelevant in this podcast.
What podcast?
No, we talked about you a lot.
Nice.
The abortion one, we did not talk about you.
Okay,
yeah.
I was going to say, I don't
You're
have
just
much
a
experience
man.
in that field.
But yeah, that conversation was, I don't know, maybe it's
I don't know.
maybe it's better
I'm
that
kind
we're
of
not.
glad it's
posting
not
it.
being published.
Oh,
me
word?
personally,
Oh, okay.
But the thing
it's
is,
just a little divisive.
it's a very pertinent conversation right now, especially with the election cycle and the two opposing candidates that we have with two opposing viewpoints on the subject. So
I was about to say, I'm like, is there any updates in your personal lives that make this pertinent? What?
Oh, no.
And that, you kept on going, and I'm like, okay, this makes sense.
I'm pregnant, not actually.
Oh, okay. No,
that's why I was like, huh?
I'm kidding.
It was mostly because, as everyone knows, we've been, or maybe not everyone knows, but if you've seen our clips on social media, you might have noticed we've been supporting a political candidate named Sherrod Brown. He's a senator for Ohio. And there's this like huge movement towards running political campaigns through social media right now. And I just wanted to talk about my qualms with how politics are run and how divisive it is. And there's a lot of problems with our political system, and I think I was just like airing it out on that episode. So sorry you guys missed that one, but maybe we'll magically find that file somehow.
I've looked. I've controlled F everything there is.
Iteration.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay.
You've opened every
Unfortunately.
folder, turned every rock.
Yeah, I'm
Turned
just
every rock.
sad
Yeah.
about the ad that we had to. I feel like it was better when me and you were in person.
Much better.
It was
Yeah.
a fire ad. Damn.
Yeah, but it's fine. I'm not posting it. So.
Sorry, Sherrod.
Sorry, Sherrod.
Sorry, Sherrod.
Sherrod. Not
We
our
love
best
you
work.
though.
You're the best. Thanks for paying us.
But anyways,
Oh my God.
This is what
basically,
social media run political campaigns look like.
I think
It's us.
it's working for like the presidential candidates. There's like very strong message being presented by very big social media influencers, and it definitely is going to impact the outcome of this election. And it's just crazy to see that social media influencers are playing that big of a role in a presidential election these days. Like Call Her Daddy podcast, the Nelk Boys, like
That's crazy.
these are just like
Logan Paul.
these aren't
like, all these,
political
like,
figures. Like they're not.
Yeah, entertainers.
Yeah, they're entertainers, but they have such an impact on how people are going to vote this election cycle. And I don't know if we're going to have nearly that scale, but we've also been involved in the same activity. So it's crazy. But yeah, so this past weekend I was visiting Rachel at Berkeley, and I mainly went because there was a concert that was happening. Omar Apollo was playing at Berkeley, and we.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes. Shout out to the 3 people
Oh
that
my God.
recognized
Yes.
Jesse.
And
Yeah,
you.
Sheldon,
Eli, and Leanne.
Eli,
right?
and Leanne.
Yes. So shout out Sheldon,
Aw.
Eli, and Leanne for coming up and introducing yourselves.
Cute.
We're always super grateful when we get to meet the people that listen to us. You guys were super sweet, and I'm really happy you guys came up to us at the
Yeah.
concert. That was really
Yeah,
cool.
I feel like I always leave those conversations a little upset that I didn't like get to know the other person a little better.
Mm,
But
yeah.
alas, time is short. But it was great interactions.
It's
all around.
crazy because I feel like they know so much about us because we put out so much on the internet. It feels almost unfair that we don't get to know that much about them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they were, super chill people. It's kind of cool when you meet people who listen or follow your content and you're like, oh, I could see myself being friends with them. And
Yeah.
it's cool that
That's
we
cute.
attract, or people who gravitate towards our content are people that we would actually like enjoy hanging out with. So that was really nice. Very rewarding and fulfilling moment for me and
Aw.
Rachel. Yes. Omar Apollo
Yeah.
was also great.
Yeah,
Pretty cool show.
very like I saw him. So this is my second time seeing him on this tour, and the first time when he like first came out on stage, and he had, spoiler alert if you're seeing him anytime soon, backup dancers. I texted Jesse and I was like, oh my God, budget increase. He got dancers.
Wait,
Well,
did he not have
and-
dancers in?
No, he
MSG?
went from an opener
It was just him.
to like a
Oh, yeah.
to like the
Yeah,
main
Headliner,
act.
and
yeah.
the last time I saw him
Cute.
as a solo artist was like back in like 2022, I think. Also, like did not have. That was pre-opening for SZA also, so he was
Pre-Evergreen.
a little smaller as an artist. Pre-Evergreen, no, Evergreen
really?
was out at that point.
Oh,
I have a
okay.
recording of it. I was like, this is like my most prized possession.
Wow. Here before the
yeah.
artist blew up.
Performing Evergreen.
Yeah,
Wow.
and
Wow.
because I got there like 30 minutes before doors, and I was in like the 3rd row.
Oh,
in the
wow.
in the pit. Yeah, it was great experience. He is so tall. He has such a big presence because he is so tall, in like a
Word.
smaller venue. Anyways, but it was like, I remember when I saw him at Red Rocks, and when he came out,
When
one
he
of the
came
girls
out.
behind me was like. Fun fact, we also went to a thrift store called Out of the Closet, and Jesse was like, ha ha ha, double entendre. But a girl behind me was like, oh my gosh, this is so New York Fashion Week. And then I did not stop saying that for the rest of the night. Same as when we saw him in Berkeley. I was like, this is so New York Fashion Week. Which
It
I feel
really
like
was.
it's such a good
Mm.
it's such a good like description for how it is. It's like artistic. It's like he has outfit changes too.
It was like catwalks,
it was just
basically.
a whole
Wow.
production.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was really trying to tell like a certain story. Or,
I didn't
like,
get it, but I
depict
think he was.
his songs.
I
I don't know
I
what that story
kept
was.
going. I kept going, what's the symbolism in that? But yeah, I think he's grown a lot. I will say one thing is I didn't realize how big of an ego he had. Oh, this is another funny little tidbit. Is
Omar?
at Red Rocks. Yeah. At Red Rocks, he was like, "Oh, everyone's telling me that I'm booking venues too big, but we sold this bitch out." And I look behind me, and it's just like 20 empty rows. I was like, "Oh, I don't
They
know
said
if you
we're
sold
going
it
in
out,
debt
but,
and
like-
haven't made any money on any of these shows, but we sold this bitch out. Okay,
Yeah,
Berkeley, I
it's
think
so
he
but
actually
for
sold out.
Berkeley,
though.
that was true.
Yeah,
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 I
he
don't know if
actually
he sold out, but it was definitely packed.
Red Rocks is a
Um,
massive venue. Even when I saw
yeah,
Louis the
Red
Child,
Rocks
it
is
wasn't completely
massive.
packed. Like I think
Yeah,
you
I don't
still
think
had
I've
a couple
ever
empty
seen
rows.
it fully packed. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, I've only been there for 2 concerts, I guess, but
Denver's
um,
also not the demographic
yeah.
for selling out Omar or Louis the Child.
yeah. I saw,
yeah.
or one of my other friends saw Omar in Chicago, and he was like, "Man, everyone looks the same here. I feel like such an NPC because everyone like dresses the same and
Dresses
kind
the
of looks
same.
the same."
Yeah.
that
That's
listens to
Brooklyn
him.
and LES.
Yeah. And I went to the concert in Colorado, and I was like, "Whoa, everyone
No
is
one
like
looks like me."
completely different vibes."
Uh,
Or it was like there were like a couple people that had like more of the Omar aesthetic of like streetwear. slash like what him and his dancers were wearing on stage. But a lot of it was just like the regular old, Colorado people with their like Tivas and Chacos. And sorry, I'm generalizing all of Colorado right now, but
it's pretty accurate.
There's
surprisingly
like a
accurate.
Yeah. Yeah, you got your Patagonia fleeces, Cotopaxi, all of that.
Patagonia fleece to an Omar concert is crazy. What a crazy fit.
Or it's
That's
also
so
like
New York Fashion Week.
Yeah.
No, I was very impressed. I mean, I think Omar's outfits have always been very tasteful, but his outfit, when he opened the show, I was like, I want that. I was kind of wearing like a version of it. He had like a wife appreciator with a white button up and then baggy like flowy pants. I had like linen flowy pants, a white shirt, and a wife appreciator underneath. It obviously,
I think his was a lot more street.
Yeah, his was way better than mine.
Streetwear, yeah.
But that's like the fashion that I'm trying to like move towards. But those pieces were probably super expensive.
Who knows? Maybe he thrifted all of them.
No, I don't think so. He's an opening act now at Red Rocks, so he's got
opening. He's a headliner.
He is the main act. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Yes,
there you go.
But yeah, so the concert was super fun. I met a lot of Rachel's friends. Not a lot, actually. I really only hung out a lot with your friend Annie, who I really enjoyed hanging out with because we're just like, oh, I do that same thing. It was like we had a lot of points where we're like,
I annoy Rachel the same way.
No, Jesse was like, I can see sometimes
why
the like little things you get annoyed with. Why that is because I do the exact same thing.
Yes, exactly.
But no, I think you guys are very different, but like your thought process going through life is kind of similar. I was like honestly scared to leave you two alone because I was like, oh my god, it's like one singular functioning brain cell between the two of you when it comes to like doing everyday things. Because
dude, Jesse told me how Jesse and Annie got to the concert. I'm just like, damn, y'all the same. You can't go anywhere together.
Yeah. It's just like it was like everything was super last minute. Nothing was like no plan was fully thought through. It was like very go with the flow.
Yes.
Very little forethought about when things were going to happen.
Yes.
Just what you wanted to do in the moment. It was like impulsive, like, oh, let's go do this without like checking the time or anything.
Yes.
Yeah, no concern for time whatsoever. Yeah.
Yeah, we were playing tennis. Oh, sorry.
Keep on going. No, keep on going.
We were just playing tennis, and her friend who joined us for tennis, she said that she had played tennis before, but she had never played tennis before, and she did not know how to play tennis. But then after she left, I was like, oh, nice. Finally, me and Annie can get some actually decent rallies going. And then we're like, oh, what time is it? I was like, I haven't checked my phone in a while. And then in my mind, I was trying to get to the concert at 8. I actually didn't know we were trying to get there early. I think that was only communicated to Annie. And so when she was like, oh, it's like 6:30, I was like, oh, we have so much time. Like, we can play more tennis. So we ended up playing more tennis. And then Annie's like, yeah, I don't know if we should have done that. Because we're like, yeah, I guess we both haven't eaten dinner yet. And then she was like, Rachel wanted to get there at 7:30. I was like, oh, we're not getting there at 7:30. And so we rushed back. Oh, and we hadn't showered. So we're like, we need to eat dinner. We need to shower. We need to bike all the way back to Rachel's place and then Uber all the way to the concert.
This gives me anxiety.
In 30 minutes.
My God.
Wait, but before they did all of that, they went to Berkeley Bowl, which is like 2 miles away from my place.
Oh my
and then
God.
they went to Indian Rock, which is a mile north of my place to watch the sunset. And then they came back to my place, showered, and then got dinner, and then went to the concert.
We're like, we're already late, but then she's like, wait,
and it's
you
like,
should go to the
we were coordinating. We were also coordinating with 3 other people at this point.
Oh my God.
It was, yeah.
Hey, I won't lie. I think we got to the venue at like 7:45, 7:50-ish. Pretty impressive. Not gonna lie.
And by that point, we were actually waiting for the 5th person to join us. So they actually were not the limiting.
Wow, you weren't the bottleneck.
Okay.
Good job. Jesse's like, I can continue to do this. Nothing went awry.
No, but I think the original goal was to be a little closer to the stage, but we were like way in the back, which was fine. It was still great.
I will say, look, hindsight, I don't think you would have wanted to be in the middle of that packed pit. I don't know. It did not look comfortable.
I think we could have gotten a closer lawn spot, or like even a seat in the.
Oh, true. Okay,
I feel like
getting a seat would have been nice.
Unless you're at the very, very front, I think even in like, because I went to Mirage, and I just assumed like at the front it's just chaos. But I was also with a friend who likes to be a little bit closer, and we carved out like a little spot, and it wasn't that bad. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I feel like
got
the
rowdy,
pit
but
the pit
generally just has better energy. Like I feel like there's more people dancing and singing and like who actually know the songs. Whereas I feel like when I'm like in GA, I'm like the only one singing and dancing.
But that's
everyone
kind of fun
around me
too
is kind of
sometimes.
just like low energy. I don't know. I feel like I like the communal experience.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some times where I don't care and other times when I'm like a little self-conscious.
I just like having space. It's kind of nice to just have space.
Because he's old.
I mean, to be honest, I like that too. I mean, I'll agree with that, and I'm a stand on business when I say I'm old.
Also old.
I'm old. I like to sit. We went to Lollapalooza, and we were in the back sitting down watching the concert. I'm like,
this is nice.
This kind of nice.
I almost wish there were less people around us. Yeah, maybe it's an old person thing. I honestly like.
Rachel, you'll understand in 6 years.
I think like once I get older, I mean, like now as I'm getting older, I understand why people like. Because originally I was like, why do people get VIP? It's like further away from the stage and like it doesn't look as fun. But now
I feel
I'm like
VIP is always only worth it for the bathroom access.
Oh, I never really thought about that.
Oh, it's for the space too.
No, I think it's.
Yeah.
I thought it was. Now I'm like, I could see why I would pay extra money to be like in a clean, secluded space where I can hear the music
and you still get a nice view.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
I haven't made VIP money yet, but one day when I do, that is where I will be attending concerts, hopefully. But yeah, the concert was super fun.
Buy more Nouru.
So Jesse can buy his VIP tickets.
That's terrible. Cut that out.
But yeah, so the concert was fun. It was a little chaotic leading up to it, and part of the chaos was when I was and we're gonna get into the shitting on Jesse part of this podcast, where because we were late to the concert, Annie and I were just kind of in a rush because we had to get showered, and as soon as I got home, I was like, Annie, who's showering first? And she's like, you go first. I was like, okay, where's Rachel's towel? And she's like, it's behind the door. I was like, okay, I didn't even ask for clarifying information. I just ran into the shower, turned on the shower, showered. And then I got out of the shower and I was like, there's no towel behind the door. So she must have meant the rack behind the door. And then, so I was like, no time to think, dry myself off, go. And then I get into the room and he's like, which towel did you use? I was like, the one on the rack behind the door. And she's like, you didn't use this one? And I was like, oh.
The towel that was behind my door.
the one that was behind your bedroom door. And I was like, okay. I feel at that point I was like, Rachel not gonna be happy about
Annie
this.
also clarified, I might add, that it was a microfiber towel.
Yes.
And
she did
so
say
when
that.
Jesse got out of the shower, there were 2 terry cloth towels, which are very different from microfiber towels.
Yes.
It's just like so you guys both talked to me about this, so I wasn't in the first shitting on Jesse episode, but I saw both sides where I'm like, I mean, I heard it from Jesse's point of view, and I
messed up. I
Rachel's
definitely messed up. Like I should have.
But
been
I'm
more
like,
careful.
I see why you messed up. It's just like this is just the way your mind works. Like, because I was telling Jesse, I'm like, I would never go in a bathroom shower and not already know the towel that I'm drying myself off with. Like, I just wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
like,
very
for you,
rarely
like,
are you in a situation where that's even a question. Like at home, you always know which towel you're gonna dry off with. In a hotel, you always know which towel
Well,
you're
no,
gonna
when
dry off.
I'm a guest at someone's place, I will always ask.
I will
and,
ask
like,
before I
have
like.
but
it is
towel
tough
physically handed to me
because like
and also
Rachel
clarify.
wasn't
I
there,
always do
so
that,
like it's
too.
tough. Like Rachel, you weren't there to like tell him which towel. But like I wouldn't go shower without like if I like went in the bathroom,
I just
did
assumed
see
it
any
was
towels.
there.
Yeah, so I wouldn't do that. Is the difference? Like I wouldn't just assume there's a towel there.
Yes, I was in a rush and I just didn't think
Yeah.
a couple steps ahead. And by the time I was out of the shower, like I even had the thought, oh, this is probably like I don't know if this is the right one because it doesn't fit every description that Annie said, but I have no clothes and I'm wet, so like I
doesn't
can't.
fit all of the descriptions, so it must be the one.
It doesn't fit any.
I was like,
descriptions.
It
It's the
actually doesn't
one.
fit any
I
of
was
the
like-
descriptions.
I was
so
like-
this must be the one.
I was like, okay, the rack is behind the door, so close enough. Because there was one
Microfiber
on top.
terry cloth. That's also the same.
There was another one on top of the toilet. I was like, one must be Rachel's, one must be Rachel's roommate's. And the one that more closely fits Annie's description is the one on the rack behind the door. So I was like, that one's the higher probability of being Rachel's. And I was very wrong. So
But the thing is, like, at the end of the day, it's not really a big deal either.
I promised the roommate that I'd wash the towel that night, and I did.
Well,
so.
he told me to tell the roommate
Oh right, I told you to
that
tell the roommate.
he would that
'Cause I
that
didn't
the
have it.
towel would be washed.
Yes.
And then didn't have time to wash the towel before the concert.
Well, I was already late for the concert.
And then
There's a balance
and
of
then
how can
I
I
had
clean
to
up
be
this mess.
when we got back, I had to be the one that was like, okay, we need to wash this towel now. And then we put
Wait,
it in the
what?
wash.
No, I said
And then Jesse forgot that it was in the wash. So then I had to remind him that the load also needed to be dried. Anyways, again, these don't bother me now, but when it was
I
happening,
didn't
I was
forget it
extraordinarily
in the wash.
stressed.
I said, can we
You were-
wait
no,
in the
you were in
morning to
bed.
get the?
No, that was after it dried. You forgot that it needed to be dried. So you were like lying down on my floor, and I was like, oh, the timer just went off for it to be done with its wash cycle.
Well, I didn't have the timer.
Anyways.
So. Anyways, yes.
Anyways, again, it doesn't bother me now, but the whole conversation led to this whole thing where I was like, I appreciate it when people have the like ask me before they use my things. The answer will most likely always be yes, but I feel like I like to take inventory of my things a lot, or I am someone who like loses things pretty frequently, so I feel like I like knowing when my things have been used and like if they have been like placed in a different place by another person. So Jesse
Rachel
was
and I
like,
are very similar in this regard. I'm trying to
Yeah.
let this
That's
go,
what we
though.
talked
I
about.
am trying to let that go and
well,
care
like the
less.
answer is always yes. Like if you ask me if you can use like any of my skincare, I will always say yes. I would just like to know that it's being used. Like I feel like it's a little rude or like even a little disrespectful if you just use things without asking.
The thing is, at this point, like, I don't know. If Jesse comes over, I guess this is the first time you're hosting him. I don't think
Yeah.
Jesse ever asked me. I just assume Jesse's going to use my skincare, which is fine.
No,
because when
I've
I go
told
to
you
clean
way
up-
in the
we
past
talk-
that if I'm
Yeah.
coming to your place, I'm not packing my own because I can't fit
Yeah.
like the bottles
Yeah.
through TSA. So I'm
Right.
like, I'm never packing my own skincare when I'm going to your
Yeah,
place.
yeah. And that's obviously fine. Yeah, the thing that I'm trying to let go is sharing a bed. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I understand that you don't like that now, so that's
I
why
don't
I
like
always
that.
sleep on
Yeah.
the couch.
But
Yeah.
like when me, mom, and dad like vacation and to like all these trips to the Westin, we're obviously sharing a bed. But I don't know. Maybe I think it's because it's in like a king size bed.
no.
Maybe it's
Hold
the
on,
space. Oh,
I think it's out of.
Oh, I was like, okay. I even told Jesse, I was like, oh, you can sleep in my bed if you want. But
No,
he
but
determined that it was
that-
too small.
No, that's when I was like, oh, I'm gonna be considerate of Rachel and not make sure she has a
Oh.
good sleeping like situation.
Well, I was very explicit that you could, because I
was
let
just
Annie sleep in
concerned.
my bed the night before.
but I'm way bigger
um,
than Annie, so
wait. Do you have
I
a
know,
full
but I
size
also
bed?
take
Queen
up-
size bed?
Yeah, I take up really little space when I sleep. Like I will sleep on like an eighth of my bed.
see,
I mean, I do
So
too.
like it doesn't matter. Wait, my phone storage is full.
Same.
Dang
I'm
it.
literally clearing memory right now.
Y'all just damn. Yeah, I don't know the bed thing. We
Oh
also
my
shared a bed in Denver.
You and Rachel did the whole time?
No, not the whole time. There were once in a while. There were definitely times when
I
maybe only when Jesse came to visit.
I think we switched on
We did, and you took the couch more times than not. But to be honest, I do like sleeping on that great couch. It's a great couch.
I'm gonna go back to our previous conversation because Rachel and I actually already debriefed about this on the podcast that's not going live. But essentially, when it comes to my friends and people that aren't family, I am like a very considerate, and I spend a lot of energy thinking about how can I minimize their inconvenience of hosting me. Like, I will try to clean as much and like try to make sure their space is even cleaner than when I had come in before, and I'll make sure I clean the sheets and like, you know, be very considerate about what I can use and what I can't use. But then for some reason, when I'm like with you guys, all of that consideration goes out the window. Like I'm just like, oh, I'm at Andrew's place, I'm at Rachel's place. Okay, for Rachel, I do know that I try to be a little more considerate, but when I'm with Andrew, I'm just like, yo, this place is also my home. This is my home too. And so I think I still definitely had a little bit of that when it comes to Rachel. Like, I also didn't pack skincare stuff for Rachel's stuff. So when I asked Rachel for like moisturizer, I didn't ask, can I use it? I was just like, where is it? Like, where is it? So I can use it. And
Because
wait, Rachel, were you bothered by that?
I couldn't find it.
When he asked you, oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
like you can use my stuff. Just let me know that you are
Right.
using it.
Oh, okay.
And
So
I
it doesn't matter
didn't
how
realize-
he asks you, like, where is it or can I use it? That doesn't matter.
No, I think Rachel
Yeah,
would
like,
prefer
that's
if
fine.
I asked permission though.
But yeah, well, if you're asking where is it, I'm assuming that you're going to use it. But you also were like, oh, I only asked because I couldn't find it, and
Yes.
when I like could find things, I didn't ask. I would just use it, like my
Yes.
I see.
moisturizer.
Yeah, so like
Yeah.
before the concert, I did use your moisturizer without asking you. Yeah, and it was just like for me, I just like didn't realize that when I'm being hosted by you and Rachel, I do need to be a little more considerate because like at the
Not
end of the
really for
day-
me. You can do whatever. I do not care. I think,
Really? Okay.
I mean, have you ever? I don't think we've had this. You use all my stuff. You eat my food. I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
you're a non-confrontational person, and if it did bother you, you still would tell me. So I don't know.
Because I feel
No, I
like
would eventually bring
whenever
it up.
I'm
I
at
don't mind.
Andrew's,
Okay.
I'm very considerate
whenever
when
I'm
Rachel
at Andrew's,
when Rachel comes. I like buy food specifically for Rachel when she comes. I sometimes do that
Yeah.
when you come too, Jesse. I'll stock the fridge a little bit more. Not the last
Yeah.
time though. I was too much in a rush, but
That's fine.
Yeah.
I don't expect you to have anything in your fridge at this point. I'm
not
just
really.
like,
I cook,
probably
dude.
gonna
I
eat
cook
out
you every
time.
meal that you eat here. Yeah.
No. I
yeah.
appreciate.
Andrew also
Yes.
cooks me every
Yes.
meal, and I appreciate that Andrew, ever since I flamed him about never having fruits in
Oh, yeah,
Denver,
I was-
always has fruits when I'm over.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, I didn't
he'll
notice
always
that.
have options too.
Yeah.
Like sometimes there will
Nice.
be kiwi, sometimes there will be berries.
Yeah. When I get flamed, I
I'm like,
take
wow, I'm such
I
a
take it very
princess.
very personally.
No, yeah. If I'm ever hosted by Rachel again, it's gonna be a very different experience because I was the first time I've ever been hosted by
That's
Rachel,
true.
and I think I treated it more like being hosted with Andrew because like to me, and like I know just because I have this perspective doesn't mean everyone has this perspective. Like when you guys come, I like if you use my moisturizer, if you used whatever sheets, towels, whatever, and like didn't clean or didn't put anything away, I would be okay with it. Like that's with you
Huh.
guys, I'd be okay with that. But like
Maybe I'll start
if
doing
it
that.
were a stranger, yeah, honestly, when you're over, I want you to use and feel as at home. Like I want you to
I don't
turn
do
that part of
even
your
in
brain
my own
off.
home.
Yeah, but I do feel like it's always like, and I just feel like it's nice to be a good guest. And this is not a criticism because obviously you guys are like okay to do that too. But like I always appreciate friends who make it easy to host them, who will like help me clean and like just make it an easy process. Like they recognize that I guess like the extra preparation that you're putting in for them so that they kind of
I
reciprocate
do
that.
notice that when I host Rachel versus when I host Jesse, Rachel do be helping out a lot more.
Again, when I'm with Andrew, that part of my brain turns off. On the
Man.
contrary, when I'm hosted by anyone else, I will do. I will try to be as considerate
yeah.
as possible. But yeah,
And yeah, we're
I
siblings.
don't know
You
if it's
should
like
turn
a
yourself off.
sibling thing or like an older sibling thing where you just like feel like you like don't have
Younger
to be
siblings
considerate.
serve
I feel
me.
like
No, I don't make you guys serve me. I'm just like
I own me. I own you.
No, we kidding. We
Um,
kidding.
Yeah. I definitely
yeah,
try to cater
yeah.
to Rachel more than I try to cater to Andrew. Like with
Which is
Andrew,
fine. Like no,
Like, I don't-
I think
totally
it's
fine
because
with
I
this.
I'm a
literally
little
don't
like
think
I
about it.
show my annoyance a little bit more with Jesse, so I
Oh,
think he's more cognizant of it.
yes, that's for sure.
Yeah. But it was again no big deal. Like my roommate was like thought it was funny that Jesse did all the things that he did. Okay, so another thing that he did was use a lot of her body wash. And I was like, there are 2 on the shelf. Why would you not ask which one to use?
To be
I
honest,
didn't
okay,
even shower.
wait. Because now you said a lot. Because I heard this from Jesse. To be completely honest, Rachel, when I visit a friend, well, one, I usually bring my own body wash because I have like a
Yeah,
brand that I really
me
like,
too.
so I'll pack it
Yeah.
in a bottle. But there have been times where I've been in like a homie's like apartment, and I'm just like, shit, I need a little bit of body wash, and then I will just use a little bit of body wash.
Yeah, but like you're like conservative with it, right?
Usually, yeah,
Like, you
I
just
try not to use a lot
little
of
bit
it.
of it. Yeah.
But yes, there are circumstances where I'm just like, when it comes to body wash or like shampoo or conditioner, I'm just like, ah, shit, I just need to use a little bit of it. I usually pack all my own stuff nowadays, but yeah, like back in my college days, if I'm like visiting the homies in like their college dorm and I didn't bring my like portable shampoo,
But
I'm
if
just like,
when you
fuck, let
visit
just
me,
take some
do
of this
you bring
essential.
your own body wash?
No, because you have your own shower. Like,
Yeah, like you're not
I
sharing
know-
things with a
yeah,
roommate.
I know everything
So it's-
that.
Yeah, everything is yours.
Right. So I
Yeah.
didn't bring one to Rachel's because I assumed I could use her body wash.
Right.
Yes, and that's fine, but you didn't ask which one was mine.
To be honest, I
is what
only
was
saw
not
one
mine.
when I went into the shower. I only saw that one. Yours is like hidden in the back in the bottom row.
It's not
I didn't even
hidden.
see it. Well,
You
I didn't
just can't
see it.
Read the label.
I didn't see it. I
Man,
saw
yeah, you're
one. I
right.
was like,
This has
that's the
been-
one that I used.
It's been
But
so
anyways,
long
I
since
bought
this has
her
been a
roommate a
thing.
new body wash because I felt bad that
Yeah.
I used it.
But I told
So-
my roommate about all of this, and she was like, "It's okay. When my brother comes to visit, he gets a pass also."
Dang, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been so long. I'm like, I don't know how I would behave in these circumstances anymore. Just because, like, again, Jesse and I are so different. Like, when I go, like, I will bring my own. I bring actually my
Yeah.
own conditioner and body wash.
Me
to places
as well.
now too.
Like I just
yeah.
have my little portable like
Yeah.
travel kit that is always stocked. So whenever I go travel, I just put this in my bag.
Yeah.
And I'm,
And I've had
Oh.
that for like years now, so I just haven't been in that circumstance, except for when I visit Jesse and I use all his shit. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, this is a fair trade.
Yes, I'm.
Yeah.
And I don't even think twice about it.
Yeah.
I don't notice
yeah, no,
anything is gone.
This is true. I'm curious to see, because like obviously now that we've had this discussion, like I also know how to operate around Rachel, but Rachel has never hosted me.
and I probably will never host you.
You probably
because-
never will, because I won't
Yeah,
sleep on
this
the
is the
floor.
last place.
I will
Yeah.
get a hotel
This is the
room.
last place that I'm living that I would reasonably host you at.
Yeah,
Because
that's
next place
true.
I live is
In
gonna
New York,
be New York,
yeah,
and
I'll have
you
my own
live
place.
there, so there's no
Wow,
reason.
yeah, Rachel, I don't think
Yeah.
you'll ever really host me. Maybe
Okay.
years down
Unless
the
we
line.
I mean,
end up-
years down the road.
yeah.
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 You never know.
But by that point, we'll probably be grown adults with guest rooms in our homes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
is
when
kinda
That's a
crazy.
dream. That's what I want. I was telling Jesse this. Like, the goal is to live in a 2-bed, 1-bath by myself and have a guest room to host people. I would love that.
I love
Yeah.
hosting
Yeah.
people. Hosting
Mhm.
people brings me so much joy.
Yep.
I like whenever I get the chance to have a friend in town, I always let them take my bedroom because I'm like, it'd be better if I take the couch because my roommates don't know who you are and they walk downstairs and see someone they don't know on the couch. I'd rather that be me than you. So I'm like, you guys sleep in my bed. Don't worry about it. Like our couch is very comfortable. And then
Great couch. I slept on it. In fact, I
yeah.
prefer sleeping on
did
your
I
couch
make you
to your
sleep
bed.
on that couch?
No, I don't know why when it comes to you, I'd rather sleep alone. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because you're bigger. I'm just more aware of your presence versus like mom and dad are so small. I'm just like, oh, they're barely even there. But like, you just a big dude.
That's crazy. In China, did you share a bed with dad or no mom? Oh,
no,
did you have your own
Rachel
bed?
and mom. Yeah, because Rachel and mom shared one,
Yeah,
and then
me
I
and
took
mom
the
shared.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, me, John, and Phillips slept in the same bed.
I've shared a bed with Philip. The man moves around so much.
Oh my God! Wait,
Goddamn.
it's so
Philip
funny.
is
During
all over
our
the place.
Yellowstone, during our Yellowstone trip, when we were in Utah, like our last night in Utah, we woke up and like the sheets were ripped off while Philip was sleeping, and I took a picture and just like the edges of the bed, like the sheets are pulled off.
How did that even happen?
Dude, Philip moves so much in his sleep. Also, speaking about
He's
sleeping,
such a menace.
Yeah, how different members of our family sleep. Dad, I think he needs to get Botox in his jaw because
yeah,
he grinds his teeth
a lot.
He
this is-
grinds
so
like
loudly.
crazy.
It sounds like there's a Calvin and Hobbes panel where Calvin can't fall asleep because his dad is like snoring or something, and Calvin's like, "Oh, I thought that was like cars transferring lanes on the highway." I'm like, it sounds like there's a construction site when dad grinds his teeth. It is
It's not
so loud.
that bad. I'm
not
like
that bad.
used to it.
It's pretty bad.
It's concerning. It's like concerningly loud.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's
you are
probably-
damaging your
it's-
teeth and gums.
Yes,
So I told
yes.
Dad, I'm just like, hey, you should look into Botox to like immobilize your
or
jaw
just
when
like
you sleep.
taking some magnesium or some supplement. Because
You think that will prevent
it
grinding
might
your
help.
teeth?
Yeah, it might help.
Because I think the other thing is a night guard, but that's kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So
I just remember
yeah.
growing up as a kid, I could hear it from our bedroom. And
yeah, that's
I'm
pretty
used-
loud.
But I'm used to it now. Like it doesn't bother me because I'm like,
Oh, I
it's just
guess
like
you slept with Dad in the same room, right?
yeah.
In China?
Mm-hmm.
Were you in the same room? Oh, okay. So you heard how
Yeah.
loud it was. It's pretty loud. It's pretty loud.
It's loud, but like
It's not-
my ear almost tunes
It doesn't
out at this
prevent
point.
me from falling asleep, though. You're right. Like,
Yeah.
I still fell asleep fine.
Snoring does though. I cannot room
Mm.
with someone who snores. My
Damn.
future partner
Yeah.
cannot snore. Otherwise, we're living in two
Yeah.
separate bedrooms.
my
Damn, that's a tough
my
one, yeah.
roommate
God I
when I
don't.
lived in a double sophomore year of college. There were like some nights, I think like it was just like when she was super congested or something. It was like floor rumbling, snoring.
Oh my
I
god.
was
That's
like,
so tough.
what
That's
is
tough.
happening?
Floor rumbling is crazy.
I took videos of it because I was like, this is actually insane. And like the thing is, I would like look over it and she just has her like pillow smashed against her face.
Oh my God.
Like,
Wow, and it's
like,
still
it's
that
even
loud?
being muffled. Yeah.
That's
and it's
crazy.
like
That's crazy.
so loud.
She's probably getting
Yeah,
the best sleep of
but-
her life. All that oxygen.
Truly. But
or lack thereof.
once we had separate rooms, great roommate. Phenomenal
Yeah.
roommate.
Yeah. I cannot.
Dude,
do.
that's tough. Yeah.
I've lost too much sleep to snoring to like put up with that. I can't do that.
Dang, you
What
got hella background
What?
shit.
What? Why did that just happen?
Fireworks,
Keep looking
thumbs
over.
up, crazy. You know what's-
Wait, there were thumbs.
the thing
up?
is though,
Okay. Wait. Are are we able to wrap up
Oh.
really quickly?
yeah.
Why?
The
Do you
last
have
note I was
to
gonna
go?
say is
What is going on? Why-
talking in my sleep. I have full on
Oh
conversation.
my
do you
God.
do that?
Dude,
When Andrew was here, dude, he was saying some crazy shit.
dude, I need someone to
It's like-
Wait,
record
that's
that. I'm
kind of
like,
fun.
what secrets am I revealing?
The thing is, you're super coherent. Like you don't
Mhm.
mumble. You say
like,
like,
mom thought I was awake.
Yeah.
And so mom started responding to me when we were in the Maldives.
yeah.
And then I woke up and I'm like, Mom, what was I saying? And she was like, yeah, you're just saying how nice the hotel room was. I'm like,
What?
damn, even my sleep, I was blessed. But yeah, no, at
That's
Jesse's
hilarious.
place, I was
Wait,
having
that's
full-on
great.
conversations too. Like,
Yeah.
Jesse has seen me sit up, have conversations,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then fall back over.
Yep.
Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
back as a
So
kid,
funny.
dude, we
Dude,
shared the same
Abby-
room. You were doing some crazy shit in your sleep.
dude, subconscious me was
Damn.
I'm not much of a yapper in real life, but maybe it all
This
comes
guy's
out
always
in
on the
Maybe
sleep.
in
grind.
your sleep.
Yeah.
Man, always talking. Dude, I remember in
That's so
college, I'm
funny.
like, my superpower would be lucid dreaming just so that I could be more productive at night when I sleep. I'm just like, I could write my essay when I sleep. I'm like, 8 more hours
you
of
should
productivity.
Just record your,
Shit.
you could just record
Exactly,
yourself while
I'm
you're
like,
sleeping and like whole ass
maybe-
essay right there.
Oh, true.
Maybe subconscious
Sleep
me
recorder.
is grinding at night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
That's
Wasted
it.
productivity. All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to this week's episode of the Rooftop Pod. I know that we're not together, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed this episode. I am your host, Jesse, and signing out with me is my sister,
Rachel,
and my brother,
Andrew.
And we will see you all on the next episode of the Rooftop Pod. Peace.
Peace.